Hi, welcome to my Let's Play of Toejam and Earl, Panic on Funkatron. This is actually the sequel to the first game, but I don't really like the first game that much, so I'm gonna play this one. We're gonna see the story of this one right here. There's the intro. Takes place somewhere. That looks like space to me. So, at least they're friendly in space. How could a funk planet be anything other than peaceful? Anyway, we have our protagonist, Toejam and Earl, on the right. More about them later. I wish our newscasters looked like that, really. So as you can see, the story is basically, in the first game, Toejam and Earl crash land their spaceship on Earth. And apparently in this, the second game, there's their spaceship returning, and in an awesome plot device, humans somehow stuck to it. More video games need to have the protagonist react like that. Now, Earl is a scholar of few words. Apparently, Earthlings like to hide in trees. Actually, everything on Funkatron is in trees, but you'll see that soon. And the moral of this game is to shove humans into jars. Actually, that's pretty interesting. If you shoot anything into space and just if you write like to Earth or whatever planet on it, it's like the postal service; it'll get there no problem. All right, here's the extremely exciting startup screen. I'm not sure what little kid mode is, but I'll figure that out and let you guys know. Maybe it gets rid of the violence or makes it easy or something. There's not really any violence anyway. But here are our tunes, which are the best part of the game, especially Aqua Jam. You really can't beat that in game music. Anyway, we're gonna play the first level here, see how this goes. Now, this is a big two-player game. You can be Toejam and Earl. I might try some two-player later over netplay if I can get commentary figured out. But for now, we're gonna be Earl because he is fucking rad and he has more health than Toejam. But if you look at these guys, it's pretty obvious that Toejam is Flava Flav from Public Enemy, and it's pretty obvious that Earl is Heavy D. So apparently this game is made by two white guys, so I guess it just goes to show you that white people love hip-hop. So here's the first level, the Funky Forest. You have these helpful arrows that tell you where to go. There's no time limits or anything like that. That looks like an enemy, but it's actually just your friend. You have all these indigenous creatures to Funkatron that are your pals, but the only enemies in this game are humans. But at the bottom there, you see you've got Earl's health. You have an arrow which shows the nearest human, and it flips out if one's nearby. To the right of that, you have a button that has a 0 next to it that shows I have 0 panic buttons. I'll show those off later. Next to that weird tube-looking thing, that means I have 0 funk vacs. A funk vac will put every human on the whole screen into a jar at once, which is pretty sweet. Then on the left, I've got 5 coins. You'll see coins in a minute, and then 8 funk, which is, I guess, the karmic currency of Funkatron. Anyway, if you hit start, or if you have a 6-button controller, it takes a second and it pauses it, but you have some buttons here. You can funk scan, which shows you what's inside of trees, bushes, whatever. It costs 1 funk. And then you can also use your panic button and your funk vacuum. That said, we shake trees, and hopefully good things come out of them. That's 10 funk. I already explained that. Trees will shower you with presents. In Funkatron, maybe the trees grow presents, maybe the people there hide them there. I don't know. We're not going to be reading these fountain tips because we don't really need them, but if someone really wants me to, I guess I could stop and have you read them. With the weird-ass font in this game, I don't even know if you're going to be able to read it anyway. Apparently, it wants me to open this bush, so I'm going to. And Funkatron is also littered with buttons. They do fun stuff like point to this awesome rock guy. It's probably my favorite character in any video game, because he's just chilling, being a rock. And if you push him, he fucking loves it. Look at that. He's filled with glee because I'm pushing him. So just to help him out, I'm going to push him a little bit. Okay. He revealed this. I push it. I get a present of 10 coins. It's awesome. Flying sunglass dog. So this is really an introductory level. It shows you that garbage is bad and will sometimes come out of trees. It'll fall and bonk you on the head, you lose some life, but there's no need to show that now. I'm sure it's going to happen a million times in the thread. Here we have one of the coolest things in the game, which is the fungus. With fungus, you can bounce around on it. It works just like a fungusy trampoline. There's a secret up here if you get high enough. 600 points. I think every 20,000 points you get a new life. I'm not sure, but we'll see. The cool thing about the fungus is there's a mini game later called the Fungus Olympics where you basically do what I'm doing now, do backflips and shit. And judges will appear, and depending on how well you do, they'll give you funk, super jars, which I'll explain in just a second, and coins, things like that. The super jar, which is that icon on the right, is basically a normal jar that you trap humans in, but very powerful. So instead of taking maybe 3 or 4, it takes just 1. Speaking of humans, there should be one pretty close here. Earl loves hamburgers. I mean, who would have thought? It says there's a human very close by, which is what that indicator going off means. Some presents will run away. There's our first human in the game. It's a black kid that throws tomatoes at you. You can leave jars as sort of traps, so they'll walk into them. You can drop jars from the air, or you can just toss them like that, and you pick them up. There's another human close by, but I believe she's up in the air, I'm not sure. Let's just put a coin in. That thing I just did, by the way, I forgot to mention, the funk move, costs 1 funk, and it'll let you pass through enemies, walls, whatever. And I think it's like a Buddhist state of mind for Funkatronians, but I'll explain that later. Yeah, I'll just make weird ass shit and explain it later. The female, the little girl human, she kicks you in the shin, and likes to hide extra. I've noticed in LPs you become horrible at the game you're playing, even if you're normally pretty decent. But there's another human, as you can see, up from where we are, but we have to utilize some of the good old fungus for that. The putting humans in jars is just crazy to me, but I love it. I love everything about this game. We could just hop up there, but there's some stuff down here I want. Actually, I want to show you this. hop on over here. You put a coin in. We're gonna enter what's called, say it for me, game, the Hyperfunk Zone. Now, I'm convinced this is a transcendental state of mind for the Funkatronians, because you obviously get unlimited funk move, and your goal is to pick up all the stuff you can without going through one of those doorways back to Funkatron. So it looks like but it looks like to me this is just a, that's the true state of being for a Funkatronian, but they're so chill that even when they get booted back out of it, they don't really care. Oops. This thing will give you about 5 tries. The goal is to get through 3 whole screens, and you get, I think, super jars or something, but those things right there slow you down, obviously. You try to funk move through them. You don't want to go through the doorways back to Funkatron. I'm not very good at these parts, so I doubt you'll ever see the super jars or whatever the bonus is, but that's okay. It gets pretty fucking fast. Well, I'm not gonna bother with it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just fun. Most of this game is based around just having fun. I doubt there could ever be a Toejam and Earl speed run. It just goes against the whole idealism. Alright, this is gonna be an easy hit. I'm impressed that such a fatty like Earl can jump so high. There's lots of these things in series too, where you'll put in a coin and press a button and another button. Ah, delicious hamburger. Get teleported right next to a black kid throwing tomatoes. Alright, once you complete a level, it tells you, so you can go to the end of the level and send the Earthlings back to Earth. Now, if you don't actually get all the Earthlings and you go to the end of the level, it'll pretend like you did until there's a guy at the end who asks you, did you get them all? And Earl, of course, is like, yeah, I got them all. But then the guy's like, no, you didn't. And Earl's like, well, shit, and has to go back. I'm gonna just touch this guy because he loves it. Oh, God, look at him. Look how happy he is. He was hiding these presents for me just so I could get him. I would love to see, like, an ecology of Funkatron. It's like Big Rock guy, whose only source of pleasure is being touched. Fucking flying dogs with sunglasses. This doorway is... what the hell could that be? It's like a deformed frog with hair. This doorway will just lead me back up to where I got that Earthling just now. As you saw, I teleported through it. Funkatron has a sewer system, apparently. They keep presents down there, too. They just keep presents every fucking where. They don't care. Alright, I'm not gonna swim down here yet. But I'm tempted just because of the music. Lots of secrets in this game. Just really, if anything looks suspicious at all, it's a good idea in this game to just walk into it. I'm never good at the fast presence. So that teleports us up here for when we're done underwater. But we're not done underwater. Now, at first you'll flip out, it looks like all this shit's gonna hurt you. None of it even touches you. The only possible thing that could happen to you is if you drown. The rest, everything is sweet and nice and wonderful in this game. It's like the only water level in a game I actually enjoy. It's got good music, nothing's trying to kill you. It's a very chill game if you couldn't guess by it being all about funk. Usually like the hide stuff right before scene changes like that. Now we're gonna do the coolest minigame ever. There's these guys with their ghetto blasters spread all throughout the whole game. Basically, you're gonna do this. He asks if I want to jam out. I do. I love jamming out. So you've got A, B, and C on the controller, which are Shaka, Boom, and Clap. And so you just have to do what he did. And then you get rated on it. Clearly I'm awesome and worthy of 3 funk. He's mixing it up. He's throwing 3 in on me. Fortunately, I pull through. I'm awesome again. I'm the definition of cool. Things are all good in Funkatron. Seeming like this isn't going to be a big deal. He said okay, bye, by the way. I know people get upset if you don't read everything. Bye. I'll pet you a little bit, and then... Oh, you totally can pet him. Look at that. And I'll head out. We get to the rocket pad. You basically toss in your Earthlings in a garbage bag. I guess maybe you chop them up first. I don't know. That would give this game a decidedly darker tone. You go over here. He asks if you're ready. Now this is where if you didn't have them all, you would say the exact same thing. Yeah, I got them. But the green-haired dude would be like, what about those you missed? And you have to go back and get them. Really effective way of changing levels, too. You know, if it wasn't for my camera here, Earl would be fucked. Now I'm going to go ahead and take out this guy because I don't have to deal with him next level. And that's going to be the end of level 1, so I hope you guys are digging the funky, fresh stylings of Toejam and Earl. And I'll see you guys next time.